Hello, welcome to KITPLUS TV. Today we are joined by Scott Wall from Signiant. Hello, Scott. How are you doing?
Hello. Good to have. Cheers. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem at all. Good to have you.
So, Scott, you work with some of the biggest media and entertainment companies in Europe, like BBC, Netherlands, Public Broadcasting, ITV. What are you seeing in terms of new norms in remote hybrid work at the moment?
Yeah, so here at Signiant, like you just said, we work the length and breadth of the media and entertainment industry. And one thing that we're certainly seeing is the dust settling in this, what I'd call the new normal. For us, it's not a one size fits all. So our customers have been spending a lot of their time evaluating their needs. I think in general, they're evolving from the pandemic. There was a lot of teachings back then that they understood, and customers will tend to continually utilize technology where they see it fit best. And one way, and the thing that I like to talk about a little later on, is how sort of cost is a driver in that. And so for Signiant, for us, what we've seen is a huge increase in our products and services post-pandemic. In particular, Media Shuttle, our person-initiated file transfer solution, started off around sort of 500,000 global users before the pandemic. And now post-pandemic, we've pushed that to just over 1 million users. So in terms of seeing that gradual increase, that's happened over time for sure. I think from that, there's a clear indication from me that the content creation sort of speed up isn't slowing down anytime soon. It's definitely on the rise. And in particular, one thing that we're noticing a lot at Signiant is sort of the solo news crew use case. So we're looking at one-man bands heading out there into the field, into war zones, recording on their own, needing to get content back to base for editing and for broadcast. And they need to do that in the fastest and most secure way. So this is where Media Shuttle plays a super important part in that workflow, allowing those users to send any content anywhere at sort of any time.
It's an impressive start. So what challenges are these media operations teams facing when they're managing all of these distributed workforces?
So these distributed teams, they're super key to our client success. So in turn, we've built services and functionality to help them with those day-to-day operations. And I think if we really drill it down into two components, we can call it a visibility and a control aspect. So with the visibility, what we've done at Signiant and throughout all of our products and services, we've built those with instrumentation. And that instrumentation allows us to provide our clients with the insights they need to understand any sort of efficiencies within the given workflows and also the health of their deployment. So with regards to the visibility, we provide reporting, analytics into a common console. And this allows our customers to understand that who, what, when, where, how. So who transferred, what was transferred, when it was transferred, where it was transferred, and how it was transferred. And then that gives them that audit trail that they're really looking for. And then off the back of the visibility, you've got control. So a lot of our customers, and I'd say the majority of our customers, are seriously looking at centralized control of their operations. And with the Signiant platform, it grants them that central control of any of Signiant's technology that's been distributed across their supply chain into a single pane of glass. And to sort of compound that, if you think about media operations now being sort of in that remote world, but also utilizing part-time, freelance, full-time users, a lot of our core foundation permission models are all built to allow our customers to manage that.
So, Scott, we're seeing and hearing lots on cloud versus on-prem storage. What sort of trends are you seeing there?
So what we've witnessed over the last few years is that sharp migration to feed into the cloud for whatever resources our clients wanted. But I think over time, our clients have sat back and they've evaluated those cost implications. And I think some of those clients have found it prohibitive to continue at such a pace and scale. So with that in mind, they've kind of looked at a hybrid approach to their workflows, and then that allows them to continue to sort of work within their budgets. There's a bit of background to us, just to in terms of what we've been seeing again is that our platform is responsible for sort of moving petabytes of data in and out of the public cloud and with our various different products. And when the pandemic hit, we noticed that uptick in utilization, especially around that cloud stuff. And the basically looking at sort of what we've been able to drill down to almost 5 times the amount of data was being moved from before the pandemic to during and post-pandemic. We're still seeing that, and that's because content is being produced at such a scale. But with that content creation, you're looking at all of the adjacent elements around it. So localization, which is moving more and more different elements of content in and out of the public cloud. And I feel our customers in the industry, they use cloud in an intelligent way now. So basically selecting what I would consider best in breed building blocks. And Signiant itself can provide that underlying transfer technology. It can be the broker to those services, moving the files between various different cloud technologies. We've recently just launched with Jet cloud to cloud. So that allows our customers to monitor various different cloud storage locations and via the means of API or hot folder or triggers, move that content to other cloud providers, being totally infrastructure free. So allowing our clients a lot of freedom in that sense.
And have you identified any specific workflows, and I guess specifically using your platform, I guess, where cloud makes more sense or where customers are having, specifically having more success with cloud?
Yeah, so I was going to touch on it a bit later on, but the one model that we've seen a lot of and is leveraging the cloud's ability to scale with bandwidth. So previously, a lot of our customers would look to onward distribute content from, say, an on-premise location. Okay, and there you've got obviously very limited and non-scalable bandwidth limitations. So what we've done is in this model using Jet is basically allow the transfer of content from on-premise into the cloud, and then in a sort of a fan-out model, we can then onward distribute from the cloud to the partners. Therefore, we can leverage someone like AWS, Google, or Microsoft's sort of infinite scale of bandwidth and not have to worry about the IT teams sort of complaining about what's going on. So that's a great use case.
Don't want to annoy the IT teams.
No, you do not.
So, Scott, anybody reading KITPLUS news will know that you announced a new platform last year, Media Engine. Tell us how this new service plays into helping remote teams. Yeah,
so I guess post-pandemic world, when we're looking at sort of hybrid, we're looking at remote, a lot of that approach for our customers, there was, I would say, a requirement, a need, a pain point, should we say, to provide access to assets that were globally dispersed. And that's something we can definitely help out with because our technology is already present at all of our clients' storage locations, whether that's on-premise or whether that's in the public cloud. So we're able to provide a service that helps our clients with the discovery of content in those locations. So Media Engine itself allows clients to index the storage location. There's no need to continually re-ingest like the typical old world of man potentially. This is continual indexing of content free from sort of human intervention, would we say. Once that content's been indexed, it's available for our clients to search. So they can complete federated searches across all of their storage locations, and that can come into one consolidated view, so a single pane of glass, should we say. And then those results in turn provide the user's insights into the technical metadata of the asset itself, whilst also what we've just launched recently or are launching in the run-up to IBC is the ability to utilize an on-demand play, for example. So our users will be able to use Media Engine to locate the content. Once they've found the content, they can preview the content. And then post that, what we're also looking at doing is adding what we call sub-clipping. So the ability to mark in and out on a clip and then onward distribute that. And of course, you can onward distribute that with Signiant Media Shuttle and in the future our other Signiant transfer products. So it's that model there with the subclipping, I think, is super critical for cloud workflows, where your egress billing and charges, they certainly come into play here. So you want ultimately to move the smallest amount of content that you can. You don't want to be moving a full res movie if you only want one scene. So this subclipping will allow you to do that.
So all of these sort of workflows, the functions, the features are all great, and a lot of these companies would have needed it. You mentioned pandemic quite a lot. It was a necessity at the time. But one of the major challenges that these big media operations face, and the teams are doing so much more and doing all of this with bigger constraints on their budgets. How are you seeing your customers managing it, and I guess how are you helping this?
Yeah, so we're certainly seeing a do more with less approach here across the industry, which can be challenging, but certainly something that we, like you said, are trying to help our clients with. So as I said in a couple of questions just gone by, a lot of our clients have evaluated those workflows, and we've certainly seen customers maybe reduce or amend their cloud usage to cover only the most pertinent of workflows. And for us, I mean, what we're looking at, like I said before, with that fan out approach, using cloud connectivity, reducing strain on internal, because it's not just a cost constraint we're looking at, it's like the human constraint as well. So reduction in manpower. So providing that element, like I said, that fan out distribution model, that was great. And then we can also help, I think, on the acquisition. So we talked about distribution. On the acquisition side, there's a great use case that has popped up many a time. So Media Shuttle itself can be used as an off-the-shelf cloud ingest portal, so helping operators and users from workstations upload content directly into the likes of Amazon S3, Microsoft Azure Blob, and Google Cloud Storage. So nothing to do, can be deployed sort of within hours. These broadcasters, or the people who are receiving the content from the content producers, will often have a standard that they want to receive the content in. And sometimes content producers might not meet that standard. So they will effectively bring content in and pay for that content incorrectly formed in their storage. So onward storage costs from the cloud vendor. What we've done in Media Shuttle is we've built a piece of functionality called Cloud Specs. So this is ultimately, I would class it as like an asset validation tool. Yeah. So we can effectively look at the asset before it's uploaded, inspect the asset so it meets a certain specification set by the client, ensuring that all content is gated and only content that matches the correct specification can be uploaded. Therefore, you're not bringing in all of that content that's misformed, encoded in the incorrect format, doesn't contain the correct metadata, and therefore you're being charged for it by the cloud vendor. So it's ultimately an asset validation tool.
Fantastic. Scott, we are nearly out of time, but we are also midway through 2023. Give us a quick as you can, insight into what people can expect to come out of Signiant in the second half of this year.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting stuff. So we're looking forward to IBC like most people are. So please pop along and check us out. But there's going to be lots of enhancements to the existing product base and the product services that we offer. So as I said before, Media Engine with our sort of on-demand play, which is a new innovative way of looking at content. So we're able to ultimately stream assets in any professional codec. So operators and users are able to log in and check the content's correct. And of course, that sub-clipping element as well off the back of that. So this is some exciting times here.
Fantastic. Scott, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's it for today, I think.
Yep, that's it for today.
I'm sure we'll be chatting to Signiant at IBC.
Yep. There'll be more IBC videos for you to look out for as well.
Yeah, and do check out the video section on KITPLUS.com for all the other videos that we've been doing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.